I grow a lot of different types of mint, mainly in pots and containers like these here in front of me. This is apple mint, which has a quite delicate flavor in comparison to, say, peppermint, which you may know and love. This here is blackcurrant mint, and it is minty, but it also has that really deep, fruity aroma of blackcurrant berries. It's gorgeous. I also grow ginger mint, eau de cologne mint, strawberry mint, which is the only one that I have growing in the ground, and it really does smell like strawberries. Back behind me, I even have a small pot of spearmint. There are others peppered through the garden as well. And now, when the leaves are looking pretty good and before they start flowering, this is a good time to be drying the leaves out so that I have lots of mint to use through the winter and into next year. I'm going to take you through the 4 different methods that I have used to dry mint, and also I'm going to follow up with how to store mint and also how to get sad-looking plants to give you a last flush of leaves before winter. Before I show you all of the ways that you can dry these gorgeous herbs, let me share another way that you can preserve rosemary and mint and bay and so many other plants. It begins with Skillshare, the sponsor of this video. A couple of months ago, I was introduced to Skillshare and the thousands of creative classes it offers. After years of not picking up a paintbrush, I've been rediscovering watercoloring on Skillshare. Most recently, I sketched some herbs that I have growing in the garden. When I was finished, I took my illustration inside and painted it using techniques that I learned on Skillshare. And now I have that artwork hanging proudly in our hallway. I have quite a few other empty frames, and I plan on making more watercolors for them next. Skillshare isn't just about artwork though. I was on the phone with one of my best friends last month, and she had just been made redundant and was telling me about how she wanted to start her own business and start up a website and social media, but she wasn't sure how. That's when I thought of Skillshare, and I was able to give her a link for 1 month free, and that helped her to start her own website in just days. She also got access to learning paths such as Grow Your Own First Online Business with Marketing Fundamentals. The next time we spoke, she thanked me for introducing her to Skillshare and raved about it. As a Lovely Greens friend, I can offer you the same free trial, and you can use that month to watch as many video classes as you would like. I'll put a link on the screen, and you'll also find the link down in the video description. This drying technique and the ones that follow work for mint and most other leafy green herbs. On a dry morning, I pick the leaves by plucking or cutting the stem just above a leaf node. That encourages more regrowth. Then I dry the leaves as soon as I can after picking. Though you can air dry mint in small bunches suspended from the ceiling, I prefer laying mine flat. I have different drying racks, including one I made recently for the shed and 2 in the house. My tabletop drying rack is perfect for small amounts, and my larger mesh rack is good for larger ones. I spread the leaves, or leaves still attached to the stems, out over the fabric. Plenty of space around every leaf makes it dry quicker and be better quality. Then leave the mint to dry in a dry and dim place. It generally takes about a week for mint to dry completely in my cool workroom. The leaves and stems will be crispy to the touch when finished. My favorite way to dry mint and other herbs is in a food dehydrator. It dries them perfectly, and the leaves are always green and full of essential oils at the end. Again, I pick the leaves and dry them on the same day. With a food dehydrator, I usually pick all the leaves off the stems. I sometimes dry small bunches with thin stems if I'm in a hurry, but it takes longer for them to dry. I then dry them in the food dehydrator at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 40 Celsius, and it can take 4 hours for 3 trays of leaves to fully dry out. This method is convenient for those in humid climates and for drying herbs quickly. The leaves you see me drying here are catnip, which is mint-like in many ways. A really quick way to dry mint is in the oven. This method uses more electricity, but the leaves can be fully dried in 10 to 15 minutes. Preheat your oven to its lowest setting, then spread a single layer of plucked and dry leaves over baking trays so that none are touching. Put them in the oven, and then, very important, close the door so that it's propped open with a pot holder. This small crack allows moisture from inside the oven to escape. Now keep a very close eye on the mint and take it all out when the leaves are crispy dry. I've only recently become aware of microwave drying, and while it's not the best method, it's certainly quick. All you do is lay plucked leaves in a single layer over a microwave-safe plate. Then microwave it in short 10-second intervals at a low setting until the leaves curl up and are crispy dry. It helps to turn the leaves over about 30 seconds in and to open the microwave at the end of each 10 seconds. This allows steam to escape. If there's moisture on the plate after the leaves have dried, transfer them to another dry plate to finish drying off on the counter. Whichever way you use to dry your mint, what you're looking for in the end is green leaves that are crispy dry and are completely green. Now, unfortunately, if there's too much heat, like in these microwaved mint, they turn brown, and so the quality isn't very good. Storage, you can store them in any kind of airtight container, so jars, plastic bags, and other types of containers. Just make sure that when you put them in the container, you store them someplace out of direct sunlight. And they'll keep like that for at least a year. Now, as far as going on to encourage your mint leaves to grow off of plants that are suffering a bit at the moment, it is the end of summer, what I tend to do is just chop all the stems down, put a really nice mulch of compost on top, water it in, and place it someplace that is not going to get beating sun. So a little bit of shade, a little bit of sunlight, and they'll start sprouting again. And that way you will have mint to harvest before winter. If you'd like to watch another mint video, I have one on how to divide mint, and that way you can increase the amount of plants that you have in your garden. It's a great garden task for the autumn. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.